Hi, this is David Rice. You can find my Substack at hitchristian, substack.com. You can also find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Missouri Liberty Radio, coming through Owensville, and YouTube and Rumble. I'm here tonight with Wright County Christian Central Committee Republicans. I'm sorry about that. They went and see, I'm not great with words either. They witnessed an incident on July 12th with Valentina Gomez. She's running for Secretary of State. She came into their venue when they were holding a meeting, and she tried to force her way up front to speak, even though she wasn't on the agenda for that night. Is that correct? So can you tell me, what were you guys doing when you were there already?
We were having an event where speakers were invited to come. She was not one of those invited due to not following the guidelines of the Central Committee. She came in, which was okay. They came in late, but then when she tried to go to the front and take over the meeting, that was not acceptable.
So which speakers were invited for that night?
Jay Ashcroft, Chris Wright, Melissa Schmidt as a state rep, John Paparian, 141st District State Rep, and Senator District 8, Grant Hijack.
Okay, so who did she try interrupting, or whose place did she try taking?
After the end of the, we held off questions until the end of the meeting, and so she tried interrupting when it moved to the question and answer portion after all of the candidates had spoken.
So she just went straight up to the front?
Yes.
And what did she start doing?
She tried to take the microphone. She went up to the what's your title?
Yeah, well,
MC, I guess, the chairman, yes. She went up to the chairman, tried to take the microphone and speak, and of course he could not let her have it because she had not followed the rules.
So this was an opportunity for Wright County residents to ask questions of the candidates who had come to speak to you guys, and she was trying to capitalize on that.
Yes.
Yes. The chair brought to her attention that that we had a set of bylaws that required qualified speakers, and that she was not a qualified speaker.
So could you walk me through the process of becoming a qualified speaker for Wright County? Well, without giving me away the proprietary details.
The process is asking a candidate if they would take an hour out of their time to sit down with a computer and answer 25 pre-written questions that have 5 answers per question, and choose the best answer that they think goes with the question. If they disagree with any of the questions, they can opt for the best choice and then comment in a box down below each question.
So it's sort of like your vetting and accountability process?
Yes, among other qualifications.
Okay. So they had all done this process. Was she given a chance to do this too?
Yes, and she refused.
Yes. One of the originators of the survey process had been in contact with her a minimum of 3 times, and she refused to meet with him.
So she refused to meet 3 times. She had an opportunity to do everything like all the other candidates, to run a professional campaign. She chose not to run a professional campaign and come and hijack your meeting, which was supposed to be an opportunity for your residents to speak to the candidates and take over the microphone.
That's right.
So when she took over the microphone, what did you guys do?
Well, we didn't let her take the microphone to start with, and we tried to reason with her, and she refused to reason, just kept insisting on trying to take over. Her brother come up and tried to get in on it, and when we could see that it was getting confrontational, some of us come from the back and surrounded the man, and we asked him to leave, and they refused to leave for a while. They eventually did, but not without a lot of fuss.
That's right. And I would like to add that the elected candidates, the candidates that were there upon request moved to the back off side of the room and did not really be involved into the confrontation that happened.
Right. And it was not just committee members too. There were several members of the public that were at the meeting that also stepped in to help.
Was she verbally or physically, or was her brother verbally or physically aggressive?
I would say yes. He called us several names, including Nazis and such like that, tried to scorn and ridicule us.
And said we were obstructing his First Amendment rights by not letting him speak at a public event. And I brought it to their attention that the Central Committee had leased the space that they were in. It wasn't a public open forum for speaking.
So I've been following Valentina Gomez's career, and this isn't the first time she's done this. There's been reports of her doing this in other events, notably in Springfield Greene County Library. They had an event where Riley Gaines came in, and Jay Ashcroft was there, and she sort of hijacked that event also, and I had witness testimony to that. Do you feel like that's kind of what she was doing at your event?
Yeah, that sounds like pretty close to the same thing.
Based on what she and her brother was saying, that they felt that they would be, I don't know if the word privilege is right, or we were required to have them speak. And that isn't the way the bylaws in Wright County read.
Did you invite all the candidates in the state to come speak at some time through this process? The ones that would be...
That's an awesome question. Yes, we have, and we turned down Jay Ashcroft the first event in June because he wasn't able to. We didn't turn Ashcroft down. We turned down speakers for him. His handler wanted to send his wife to speak for him. That's not what we do. We have to have a one-on-one association with that candidate. And the handler came back and said, well, we can send John Ashcroft. No, that doesn't work. And he had not been vetted, so therefore he didn't comply with the bylaws. We have requested Dustin Brown, is that the right name? Senatorial District 8.
I don't know your Senate.
Justin Brown. We have invited Justin Brown to speak over the last 14 months, a total of 8 times, and he only showed once. So we do not hold back on inviting people. We have had 5. We've had a total of 8 candidates in the last 4 months meet in Wright County, and if you take it back to 10 months out, we've had 12 state level candidates speak at our events. Going back to Dawson.
So after she became, or after he became verbally aggressive at the very least, and you guys decided to surround him and remove them, what occurred at that moment?
The group of event supporters escorted both of them to the front door of the facility we were at and made sure that they were okay when they got out the front door. Okay.
Did they try coming back in?
No, they did not. I think we returned back to get the question and answer. And we lost probably 15, 18 people in this ruckus from the audience, but there was another 30 or 40 minutes worth of questions and answers to all the candidates after Gomez left.
Okay. So once she's gone, she didn't come back inside. You guys had a peaceful end to your evening. And then, of course, she goes on to Twitter, our X, and she posts her comments. Have you guys, before I showed you guys tonight, or had you seen them?
No.
So she commented about the quality of the flag in front of the City Hall. So what can you guys tell me about the quality of the flag there? Is it tattered and in ruins like she comments?
I didn't notice it being in bad shape, but I didn't look specifically.
She only shows it for a half a second before she spans down.
The City Hall is about 1.25 miles from the event that we had.
So she wasn't even at the same event. She went to a different place to record the video?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't even have words for that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Pretty low down somebody to go somewhere else and take another picture and claim it's where we were.
Yeah, we're looking at someone who's running for Secretary of State, who's made her entire campaign on Facebook and X, and that's it. She's a firebrand, and she throws out a lot of Molotov cocktails, but that's about all she's known for. Do you guys have any other comments about her that night?
No, seems like, at least from my view, that she's gone away, but that doesn't mean anything. I keep hearing stuff about her.
I would say she has a very low degree of class, very contentious, unprofessional would be a good word, I think. I don't see any qualities in that type of person there I'd want in any kind of elected position.
No, I really don't think so. So, considering what else is going on in Wright County, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
An elected Western Commissioner of Wright County, I'm thinking he is in his second term, running for a third term, has been verbally attacking the bylaw approved candidates, and he has a lady running against him that's 82 years old that he swore at and threatened in the county courthouse a week ago Monday when the Republican convention was going on. And so this was a Monday at that time. She had gone in to return a sign that had been put onto private property, and this older lady was returning it back to Zach Williams unharmed, and Zach Williams took it and received it, but the Western Commissioner climbed all over her started cussing at her and threatening.
Figuratively climbed all over her.
Yes,
So the Western Commissioner would be Tommy Kingery.
that is correct. He has posted many threats on the Wright County Republican Central Committee's Facebook site.
I'm familiar with him. He has been vocal to me also.
And there was another candidate that today I got threatened with. His name is Jacob Kelly, and he threatened that they would be taking over the Central Committee, even though that they do not comply with the bylaws, but they will be taking it over and making changes.
So can I ask why these two individuals are so frustrated with the Central Committee?
At the start of the vetting process, I was secretary of the Central Committee when the 30-plus page manual came out. And after the third version came out in December, I and the then chair, Paul Valestra, and the chair from Vernon County, Cynthia Haggard, met with the prosecuting attorney of Wright County and the county clerk and handed them the manual and explained to them that the vetting process was already in place by state statutes. It was just going to be used in Wright County. And we got a negative response from them during our 2-hour meeting at the courthouse. And when I was the incumbents, when I was able to, as secretary, get contact information for the 5 incumbents, I sent them out a request to vet. I sent to each of the 5 3 individual requests by email, and I met with the county coroner twice to try to explain to him the process of vetting. And then at the filing window, during the March period of the filing window, I sent out a total of 29 emails with documents that requested that they contact the Central Committee to go through the survey process to show that they were Republicans. And to this date, none of the incumbents and none of the township committee filed people that did not vet have not contacted me.
So for the audience to understand, the Republican Party isn't a government agency. It is a private party. And so that means that it can associate with whoever it wants, just like the Democrat Party can associate with whoever it wants. A church can associate with whoever it wants. And so because it's a private institution, it chooses who they want to represent them in government, and they choose based on certain metrics. Those metrics are your vetting process. And choosing people to represent you, you're looking for people who have certain values and standards of ethics, behavior that are going to go to Jeff City or to further belong, but mostly in Wright County, because you can't really do much more than Wright County as a central committee.
That is correct. Yes, we are. The candidates that are vetted above county level, which would be representative, senator, and at Jefferson City level, that is all voluntary on their part. They do not have to vet. But by vetting they become a common thought with a consensus, I guess would be the word, to of their values, what their stance in life are, how they would feel about the platform of the Republican Party.
So you are hoping to send people to represent you in local government and beyond who have the Republican values and conservative constitutional values that you feel represent the Republican Party.
That is correct.
And so by doing the vetting and the accountability, you're just hoping that the people who are in Wright County are truly Republicans.
Yes, even though they've been in office for 12, 15, 20 years, the incumbents are not willing to have their political party questioned.
Is it a pride issue with them?
Arrogance? Did I see that?
I would say a lot of it is. I just have to be right about something.
So there's pride involved in it. Could it possibly be that their values don't actually align with Republican, but that they know that the only way to get elected in Wright County is to have that R next to their name?
Absolutely, because Wright County is a Republican county.
Right.
And they're afraid. We told them that they can run as independents if they want to.
And I feel like a lot of them probably would be just fine. But why they won't vet, I don't understand.
That's right.
Yeah, and so I think sometimes people don't want to change, and I get that in small communities. I was raised in a small community. I dealt with some of that pigheadedness, but I understand. But I do think that this is the only way to change the Republican Party so that in the future, local changes can affect the long-term changes. The people who get elected for commissioners are the people that we want to elect to be our representatives and our senators.
To gradually grow, yes.
Yeah. And so if Kingery is an unclear question on whether he's really Republican or not, and then he wants to run for representative, we'll never know if he's truly a Republican or not.
So that's right.
So, Tommy, if you're listening and you're going to send me another nasty messenger message, I appreciate them. Thank you for sending them. So, but if you send me another one, this is all we're trying to do is help you out, bud. So, but anything else you guys want to offer? Okay. Thanks so much for the interview. You guys, I really appreciate your time coming in and doing it. It's hard to speak about these things and to deal with them.
One more thing. This is not against the incumbents of Wright County at all. This is nothing toward them personally at all in any way. It was never meant to be that way and still is not.
That's correct.
It's just trying to ensure that in the future, people that come and register with the R by their name are actually Republicans, uphold Republican values.
Amen. All right. Well, you all have a great day. Take care.